morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, May 3rd, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Let's draw the first 5 cards of our 5-card spread. First card that we are pulling for today is the World card. We love this. Guys, you know what? For a retrograde, I will take it. So this is feeling like a day of being able to get a lot of things accomplished. Feeling like you are in this high manifestation place, putting a lot of effort and energy in grounding right now. Moving in spaces, doing the things that you need to succeed, potentially feeling like you've got your hands in a lot of pots right now as you are feeling that energy. I feel like what we're seeing here is possibly some of this eclipse starting to rise up around us in the midst of the retrograde. It's actually creating a bit of a feeling of balance and productivity even in the heart of the retrograde. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, the next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread is the Hangman in its reversal. We love this energy today because what we're really seeing is not only are you feeling that energy of moving into a place of productivity, moving into a space of doing things, moving into a space of getting things done, but you are also recognizing that one of the reasons that you're feeling like this right now is because you are specifically moving out of situations that have been causing you any degree of pain, putting a lot of observation in this right now. This is a moment where if you're in some spaces of discomfort right now, you are acknowledging the fact that they may not necessarily be completely continuing, or further, that these are short-term difficulties, that whatever you're experiencing right now that's causing you pain, you also are giving yourself the benefit of the doubt and recognizing that there is a lot of insight that you are gaining in these moments. So there's kind of what we're seeing here is almost like a moment of understanding of choice, of saying like, okay, some things and some situations that you find yourself in may not necessarily be the most comfortable, but you're recognizing the fact that you're making the choice to maintain those positions, maintain those places of difficulty, because there is some greater payoff that you're accepting in this moment. And something about these difficult situations that you find yourself in right now are actually facilitating this ability to get some more things done. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification in our center card for today's spread is 9 of Pentacles in its reversal. And this is addressing some of that point of discomfort, right? Because we're seeing here that there is this moment where while you are getting a lot of things accomplished, there is some pain that you are experiencing, some point of discomfort. Even recognizing that there is some insight coming to you even in the moment of the discomfort. So the discomfort isn't completely unnecessary, but really utilizing this right now and this is why we see you moving so much right now. This is almost like trying to alleviate some of that discomfort that you're feeling at this moment. A lot of this turning into a resolution of making adjustments in your immediate space. Looking around you right now, asking yourself, what do you need to change? What do you need to adjust? What can you do to at least make your present environment as comfortable as possible, even in the midst of some circumstances and situations that are causing some degree of frustration or difficulty or pain. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card in our 5-card spread is the Lovers. So what are we seeing here? What are we seeing? So again, we are seeing that there is this moment that is going to feel like a lot of back and forth energy, because while we see that you are in a space where you are getting a lot of things accomplished, there are still some areas right now that you are feeling that burn, you're feeling that pain, you're feeling that difficulty around them. You are trying to do everything you can right now to make your space as comfortable as possible, to make your immediate environment as comfortable as possible, maybe even having to address some immediate issues as it relates to your immediate environment. But all with a degree or attention right now towards creating these beautiful harmonic spiritual partnerships. What do we see here with the Lovers? It doesn't necessarily need to speak towards romantic situations, though it certainly can. But this is the idea of really trying to put in the effort, put in the energy towards those positive karmic relationship connections that you feel are going to allow you the ability to reach for something in a higher spiritual place than just the connection between the two energies. And it's this space that we see that is your focus point as you're calling attention to some of the spaces that you want to make adjustment to, all to help facilitate this better, deeper connection coming towards you or embodying it in the relationships around you right now. Final card for the first 5 before we get clarification on these cards right now is Strength in its reversal. There is something right now that's coming through as it relates to these higher degree partnerships that's making you feel very vulnerable. Recognizing that partnerships of this magnitude require an act of vulnerability. They require you to be in a vulnerable space. They will bring a degree of strength with them, but they also requiring a bit of a trigger point as you kind of have to allow yourself to be vulnerable to these experiences. And also it's making you pay a lot of attention to your immediate environment at the same time. There's giving almost a lot of energy here of asking whether you're really ready for this type of commitment, whether you're really ready for this degree of work. We see here that a part of you is saying that you are ready, but another part of you still feels kind of constrained and stuck in some old situations that are causing you difficulty. And so this is a moment of really kind of looking and saying, like, am I ready for this? Am I feeling confident enough to embrace this right now? What do I potentially need to change in my own life to allow myself the degree to be ready for these higher spiritual partnerships? Continuing to get clarification on these cards, clarification between our World card in combination with the Hangman. So bit of back and forth energy here, because while we see that we feel that there is a certain degree where you are facilitating a lot of productivity today, feeling that level of grounding, feeling like you are having a bit of an upgrade, feeling like the completion of a cycle that's leading you to this ability to create more profound change, to create more positive impact, to allow your manifestations to flow at this moment. You are still experiencing some degree in some areas right now that you are holding yourself in a place of difficulty, still learning some very deep lessons, not being ready to free yourself from something that has been causing you pain, but you're still feeling a higher spiritual connection to. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the 8 of Pentacles in its reversal. This is making it a little hard to work, is what we're seeing. Because while we see here that you are feeling this point of wanting to generate, you're feeling like you're coming into your manifestation powers right now. You're feeling this like surge of enthusiasm and wanting to manifest these things to a certain extent. You're still feeling held back in some way. Something is still holding you in this pose. And this is becoming a bit of a frustration point because it's keeping you vibrating between these 2 points, which is making it hard. It's making it hard to actually like get anything done. It's literally making it difficult to get anything done. And there's a lot of recognizing right now and asking, like, what do I need to potentially release if it's not allowing me to do the things that I need to do right now? Is this position helping or harming right now if it's not allowing for this ability to get things done to the functional degree that you are hoping to do them? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Hangman in combination with the 9 of Pentacles in its reversal. So experiencing a lot of the pain today, feeling the pain of being in a position, either metaphysically or practically, that is just feeling very uncomfortable, feeling like you are in a point of stasis, feeling like you're getting some higher spiritual insight in that space, but also feeling the frustration of that point of being held, and really having it channel into putting a lot of concentration and degree in your immediate space, in your immediate environment, and asking yourself, what can you change in your immediate space so that you don't feel the difficulty of this to the degree that you're feeling it? May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now in, this is the release. This is the moment that we're seeing. This is that pre-eclipse release moment. It's the recognition that this is something that you may not necessarily be able to continue to hold the pose on anymore. That you're not necessarily, like, though you are still in this space where you're allowing yourself to be kept in this point of difficulty, you're also recognizing that you want to be free from it. That there's this moment that you want to be able to move away, but you're also feeling and recognizing that moment of freeing yourself from this in letting go of this issue, it's going to be painful. It's not something that you want to do. It's carrying a lot of grief as you walk away, because you're obviously holding on to some point, hoping for a different outcome, hoping for something to come in that's going to offer you that comfort, that's going to give you that comfort. But just like allowing this to be a moment of recognizing that you may just have to let go and walk away. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Nine of Pentacles in its reversal and the Lovers. A lot of addressing right now on your immediate space, a lot of addressing on what you're feeling discomfort on, with a focus right now on those higher spiritual partnerships, on those places that you feel that divine connection to, on those divine partnerships that you're trying to generate or that are manifesting around you at this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? There's a point of victory on the horizon here. There's a desire and a point of victory. There's a feeling right now that there is some victory that's imminent as it relates to the divine partnerships, as it relates to your own ability to move towards this work of creating these divine partnerships around you right now. But it's also making you put a lot of attention into your daily habits, into your daily routine, into the way that you live, into your immediate environment, asking yourself, what do you need to change so that you can manifest these and have this point of success going forward? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Lovers card in combination with the Strength card in its reversal. This is feeling that anxiety, that moment of vulnerability, even in the wake of experiencing this desire or feeling the manifestation of these divine partnerships coming into fruition potentially around you right now, or feeling like they are close. May I please have one card to clarify, asking yourself if you're ready because you're feeling vulnerable around them. We have 10 of Wands coming through. This is that completion of the cycle. There is a moment here that is showing the fact that you may not necessarily feel completely ready for them. You are potentially feeling like there is something here that is making you feel very vulnerable, even in the face of these type of partnerships coming towards you right now. But we see here with this 10 of Wands that you are willing to do the work. You are committing to this work. You are committing to this type of partnership. You are committing to this type of union. Even if it is difficult, we see you putting that tangible effort in and doing what is necessary in order to allow them to come into fruition. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Eight of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with the Six of Swords. Putting a lot of observation and attention in right now around the situations and circumstances that are preventing you from being able to do the work that you are hoping to do in the capacity that you are hoping to do it. Putting a lot of attention on how to address these difficulties right now, and experiencing and recognizing that you may need to move away from some things. Even if it's causing you pain, it's recognizing that there is this moment that you have to move away from some things, even carrying the grief, so that you can work in a more functional way, so that you can work towards the things that look like they're working versus the things that are holding you in stasis. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Seven of Wands. This is difficult. This is a difficult thing. You're pushing back against doing this. You're pushing back. You don't want to let this go. Whatever this is that you're feeling this degree or recognizing that you need to move away from, because you keep seeing evidence that it's not going to work. You're still, this is where we see that hangman energy. You are still trying to hold on. You are still trying to hold on with like every single fiber of your being. This is not something that you want to let go of. Even with the facts, we're seeing here a situation where it's like the facts seem self-evident right now. There's something that seems very clear that it's not going to come about. It's not working. You need to be able to move away from it. You're still fighting for it. Because again, why? You're still getting some kind of spiritual connection here. There's something that is still giving you some kind of spiritual gift, even for the pain that this is causing you. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Six of Swords in combination with the Six of Wands. This is a moment of recognition that your victory right now is imminent on situations and circumstances, but at the same time recognizing that you need to move away from something that has been causing you grief. that you're feeling both. This is going to feel like a lot of back and forth energy right now because you're feeling the weight of the grief of the things that you need to move away from that are causing pain. Even as you're experiencing the simultaneous victory of the new things that are approaching, that are offering you this point of victory. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Knight of Wands and its reversal. It's going to feel a little different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For feminine, this is the recognition of a masculine energy that you are feeling some grief around because they are not able to come forward. They have not come forward the way that you desired. They have not come forward with their passion. They have not come forward with their communication. This is that letting go process, even as you feel that victory is imminent around you right now. While for masculine energy right now, this is a moment that you are doubting your own ability to drive forward. You are doubting your own passion. You are feeling something here is blocking. Something here is preventing you from driving forward into your point of victory right now, because you are caught between the point of mourning for some of the situations from the past that you're trying to move away from versus the victories on the horizon. There's something coming through with the masculine energy here that it feels almost like a hollow victory. That something here is not necessarily that you're potentially moving right now towards a victory that isn't what you were truly hoping for. Isn't where your passion lies, even while you're moving in that direction towards it. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Six of Wands in combination with the Ten of Wands. So for both masculine and feminine energy right now, it's seeing that victory that is on the horizon and allowing that victory on the horizon to be a point of completion. Putting your time and committing your time and effort and energy to those places that you want to have the highest degree of success on right now. Committing yourself to those successes as you drive forward from this moment and allowing those cycles of completion to happen in the sight of that victory. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Two of Pentacles. This is feeling like a bit of having to do the work, like overwhelm. This is creating a bit of a moment of overwhelm right now because there's something here about having to complete a cycle, having to push forward and drive forward even in the midst. And we're really seeing here, it's like almost like there's a victory that's being experienced right now, but you're not even giving yourself the opportunity to celebrate, to recognize, to appreciate this victory, to appreciate how far you've come, because you're struggling so much with your immediate obligations. You're struggling so much with the choices that you need to make, with making a choice right now, that it's hard to even see the fact that you've experienced a victory, you've experienced a completion, you've crossed a threshold, if you will. But you're so busy continuing to juggle in this moment that you're not even giving yourself the opportunity to acknowledge and appreciate how far you've come. Let's continue to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between our Seven of Wands in combination with the Knight of Wands in its reversal. Again, for feminine and masculine, it's going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to those. Bearing in mind, those are not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For feminine right now, this is having some experience, some manifestation of masculine that you are not in communication with, that isn't coming forward with their passion, but you are still fighting in some way vindictively around not giving up on it, on not giving up on that energy, potentially even feeling some kind of connection to this energy, but pushing back against it specifically because it is not coming towards you in the way that you would desire, that there isn't the communication, that there isn't any evidence of the passion, pushing back against your own feelings towards this energy because they're giving no indication that there's anything there or anything left there. While for masculine right now, this is a moment that you are feeling this lack of passion, that even now you're feeling this lack of passion, this moment of uncertainty. You yourself are pushing back. You're fighting back against something right now at this moment. And it's robbing you of your own confidence. It's robbing you of your own ability to be passionate. You're feeling the weight of this, that you're fighting against something. And whatever you're fighting against is not allowing you to come forward to the degree that you would desire. It's creating this moment of uncertainty about where to go or where your passions lie right now. May I please have one card to clarify? This is a lot of fighting with yourself, masculine, that needs to be addressed here. Same that we saw yesterday. Clarification coming right now with grief. Grief. For feminine right now, this is that feeling of feeling the grief around this, of fighting back against how you're feeling, having to fight back against your own emotions towards this energy and feeling the grief of that weight. Really experiencing a lot of the feelings of loss around that experience, wishing that this energy would come forward, wishing things were different, pushing back against your own feelings around it, but feeling a lot of that weight. While for masculine energy right now, we see that you are in a moment that you are just lost in your own grief, that you feel like there is no ability for you to come forward to a certain way, that it's too hard for you to come forward. In a way, we're almost seeing here that there's something that you may potentially want to come forward with right now, but you're not sure how, you don't know how to do it, you're feeling overwhelmed. And instead, you're allowing yourself to get lost in the grief instead of coming forward. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Knight of Wands in its reversal and the Two of Pentacles. So experiencing right now a moment for masculine right now, this is feeling that inability to make a choice, feeling this overwhelm, recognizing that there's something about you balancing too many priorities, and it has created a blockage point in order for you to be able to drive forward in some degree, in some way, with your passion in the way that you would desire. Versus the feminine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, a feminine balancing these priorities, trying to decide what to do next, feeling this moment of overwhelm, even in the face of one of those priorities potentially being around a masculine energy that is non-communicative, non-passionate, has not been coming forward in a consistent fashion. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now with the Ace of Pentacles in its reversal. This is resulting in masculine and feminine energy pouring everything they have right now into the tangible space, right? This is almost giving a lot of energy of someone who is overworking themselves to keep their minds off the fact that they are feeling some sort of overwhelm. For feminine right now, this is a feminine that's struggling with the choices that they need to make, but also allowing themselves to continue to pour a lot of their energy into the material space right now to avoid some of the issues occurring around a masculine energy that's not coming forward in the degree that you would ideally desire. While for masculine energy right now, we are seeing that there is something about having this burden, having too many priorities, feeling that overwhelm, feeling like it's robbing you of your ability to create, robbing you of your ability to communicate, having that point of uncertainty, but also pouring everything you have right now into the tangible space as you experience some kind of overwhelm that's not giving you the opportunity to come forward in as passionate a way as you may ideally desire. Continuing to get clarification right now, the final two cards for today's spread. This is why today may be feeling a little overwhelming. We have here that moment of grief. A lot of attention right now looking at what you may feel has been lost, having a lot of that mentality, having some difficulty moving away from that lost mentality at this moment, but also feeling to some point a point of exhaustion combined with it, overextending yourself, pouring everything you have into the material space right now, almost in a way trying to pay things forward in a way to try to ameliorate some of the pain or the loss that you're feeling emotionally at this point right now. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Knight of Pentacles in its reversal. It's going to feel a little different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For feminine energy right now, this is just a moment that you're kind of giving up on an energy. This is just a moment where you're looking right now and you're feeling some sense of loss. You're pouring everything you can into the material space, in the moment of, again, experiencing some grief around some energy that you feel can't come forward and give you that material offer that you're seeking. This, I will point out, could be more than one masculine energy for the feminine right now, or a single masculine that is manifesting both of these qualities. That this could be feeling the overwhelm around a masculine that is not only not communicating or not coming forward with passions or being inconsistent with their communication, but also is not showing, has not offered anything in terms of actual time, effort, energy, anything tangible. It's coming into this space of recognizing that, feeling that there's almost nothing here around this energy to hold on to, even while you've been pouring a lot of time and effort and energy into it, that's making you experience this point of sadness and loss. While for men, or it could be more than one energy right now, feminine, either an energy that isn't coming forward in a consistent fashion or with consistent communication, and potentially another energy that you feel isn't coming forward with like tangible offers, that's allowing you to feel this overexhaustion point. While for masculine right now, this is a moment that just could be feeling like your tank is running pretty darn empty, because you are in a space right now where you are feeling the weight and heaviness of some grief around you right now. You're experiencing some setback that you are in deep mourning over. You are pouring a lot of your time and energy into the material space as a way to kind of alleviate some of this loss. But more than anything, not only is it making you feel like you can't communicate and you can't come forward in a passionate way or a consistent way, and robbing you of some like inspiration and creativity, but you also feel like you don't have anything to offer. You're feeling, again, and this is a point of view, this is a perspective that you're feeling like there's something here, and this is what could feel so difficult for masculine right now. This overriding desire right now to give forth in some way, to recognize that you need to come forward with an offer around something right now, and literally recognizing that you can't, that something is either internally or like practically stopping you from being able to offer what you recognize needs to be offered in this moment in a big way. We see here that you recognize that there's something you feel like you need to make a grand gesture. You need to do this, and you can't. And there's a lot of grief around that. Bottom of the deck right now on this is masculine energy today. Masculine energy today. King of Pentacles in its reversal. It's going to feel different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. Masculine, you're like, I don't know what's going on with your material space right now, with your material, your feeling of security, your feeling of stability, but you are feeling like you are running on empty. You are feeling like you are feeling a deep point of emotional, of like material instability right now. Wherever you put that feeling of stability, whether it be in relationships, whether it be in finances, whether it be in your own support system, there's a feeling that you do not have the ability to maintain that kind of stability for yourself right now. That's really blocking you to a certain extent in order to like embrace any of the successes around you right now, or to go after some of the things that we see potentially like around you at this moment. So this could be feeling very like, really like falling into some state of grief right now, even at the point of like a lot of victory potentially being on the table. While for feminine right now, this is a moment where you are just recognizing that there's some manifestation of masculine around you right now that you feel is creating some deep sense of instability, that they're consistently creating this moment of instability, either intentionally or unintentionally. And just looking at this energy and saying like, I don't think this energy is capable of creating this supportive system around me right now. That is our daily collective read for the day. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video with the option of a recording sent to you afterwards. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Also, please remember, if you book a private reading, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both. If you hit both buttons, if you'd like to have the reading. Also, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never inbox you. The only way you can have a reading with me is if you go to my website and you book a reading. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and sharing this reading with me today. And we will do this again tomorrow.